And it's going to get cold soon. How about some comfort food on a cold night? Stick around for a great recipe for macaroni and cheese. Braun Costello is here when Weekend Today in New York comes back.
In that video, we just saw these people there at the movie theater. They're eating popcorn, you know, like comfort food you like to have when you're around. We've got some great comfort food coming up. Good old mac and cheese.
But we're not talking about the kind I like out of the box. Braun Costello really has the goods, a delicious recipe for homemade mac and cheese, so you'll want to hear that. But first, let's eat. Nothing chases away the chill of winter like a plate of homemade macaroni and cheese. Our good friend Braun Costello from Gotham Caterers is back with us this morning to show us how to make mac and cheese like Mom, to do it the right way.
That's right.
Because, you know, the box stuff, which I lived off of in college,
right,
and several years afterwards, just doesn't cut it.
It doesn't cut it. That's
what do
right.
we need, Lauren, to do it from scratch?
Basically stuff that you most likely already have in your fridge and cupboard, which is wonderful. You need butter and flour. You need milk and any cheese you like. Today I've selected Gruyere, which is a Swiss cheese, and cheddar, which is, you know, an all-time.
So any cheese you like. There's no faux pas, there's no wrong cheese?
No, definitely not. I would say classically, you know, American, it's probably cheddar or Swiss, but, and it's really easy to do. You want to have a pot like this. You're going to add in half a cup of butter.
Okay.
And then you're going to melt that butter down, so get the heat cranking there.
Now, did you mention something about the size of the chunks of the butter? Did you say that that's important?
Yeah, you know, you don't want to have, like, I had this broken up in half, and I'm breaking it up here in the pan as well, so it cooks.
Why is that important?
So it melts a little faster, because if you put in a whole stick of butter, you know, it's going to take a while. So
that may have been what I was doing wrong, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just to save time. So this butter will melt down, and once it melts down, what we're going to do is we're going to add in half a cup of flour. So this makes a roux. A roux is an equal part flour to butter, and that is ultimately the thickening agent that's going to thicken our cheese sauce, which is, and we can, you know, just for the purposes of getting this done, we can add the flour in now. Ideally, I would have all those chunks melted, but this will absolutely work. So we're making the roux now, which is, as I said, the equal parts flour and butter. Now this roux is going to be flavored, because that's what's going to give our mac and cheese that extra special flavor, which is a little Worcestershire. So we're going to put in about a teaspoon of Worcestershire. We're going to put in some mustard. This is a spicy brown mustard. Dijon mustard works very well. Any mustard you like, really. We're going to add that, and then we're going to add just a dash, about a quarter teaspoon maybe, of nutmeg. Really? Which gives it a little kick. It's that good wintry flavor that we sometimes can't identify but enjoy. Exactly. And then a little bit of pepper, because we always need pepper. And then about a teaspoon of salt. So we're going to add that in, and then we're just going to let this cook until it bubbles. So that won't be too salty with the Worcester and the mustard and just definitely not, because you have 8 cups of pasta. So then what you would do is you would add in, this is a quart, which is 4 cups of milk. And I have the finished product to my right here. When you stir this, the roux and the milk, for about 10 minutes over heat, it comes to a boil and it thickens. Now, does it matter whole milk or low? You need that body, the body of the whole milk. You need the fat. You need the fat. When you're doing mac and cheese, you're not going to worry about it. Calorie counting is a little bit of a waste of time with mac and cheese. Absolutely. So we would let this come to a boil, and believe it or not, in 10 minutes, what happens is you get this fabulously thick, and that's from the flour. That's what the flour and the butter does with the roux. So at this point, this is on a very low heat. We're going to add in a whole bunch of cheese. So we have 2 cups of Gruyere. And this is the Gruyere, you said? That's the Gruyere. We have 2 cups of cheddar. All right. Okay. So we're going to...
the day that I don't get a taste of that.
Roux the day, exactly. So this is going to melt up. Yeah, it's going to get really thick. It's going to melt right up.
I think I can hear my arteries hardening, Joe. I don't know. Can you hear that? I actually hear my mouth watering. We can do that too.
Now this whole process, I should say, start to finish, is probably about 15 minutes. And you can ideally boil your pasta while this is coming to a thicker state. And we'll crank the heat up a little bit here.
But this is such wholesome food. It reminds me of my mother's kitchen, or just someplace where you feel safe and warm, and it's just good.
Exactly. So this will get, you know, we're trying to get this to be totally melted here.
Pasta, when you did that, did you do that to like an al dente, or does it get mushy like,
No, you don't want, you definitely want to cook it al dente or a little more well done, but definitely you don't want to overcook the pasta because it will be cooking in this cheesy sauce.
Right, yeah.
So we, let's see, is our heat hot here?
Yeah, turning it up. Joe, while she's stirring, why don't you give us a
let's do that because
forecast.
This is a perfect type of dish for
Excellent.
the forecast that I'm going to dish out to you now. It's going to get really cold. It is about 53 degrees now. We already reached a high of 55 for today, but showers are in the forecast. Are occurring now to the west of us. Over the city, some light rain now. Heavier rain possible tonight into tomorrow morning, 51, and then a very strong cold front moves in. Perfect mac cheese weather, especially for Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, only in the low 20s. Overnight, low temperatures will be as cold as 13 on Wednesday night and 11 Thursday night. I think this is going to warm up everybody's heart and just feel good in this kind of weather. So be careful with that. Very cold.
Absolutely. Also, let's get a check of the roads right now real quickly. We'll go out there to Nancy Tolino's out there with the last final check of traffic. How is the commute or the ride around?
Well, Karen, right now I need to tell you southbound Van Wyck at the Belt Parkway. An accident there blocks 2 lanes. As we go to the map, we check out what's going on at the Pulaski Skyway. Inbound 1 and 9, the right lane is shut down after the Kearney exit until further notice due to emergency construction. If you're heading to the Holland Tunnel, take the Turnpike approach instead. And at the George Washington Bridge, taking a look at the Panasonic Skycam, a very foggy background there. It's in effect tonight. Easy Pass users go lower, cash payers and trucks use the upper deck. And finally, use plenty of caution while driving today. Those foggy conditions still prevail. Back to you.
All right, Nancy, the beauty of television, while you gave us that report, we finished. Look at the beauty there.
Just in seconds.
Joe, usually first in line for some reason. I don't know how he does
Weatherman first.
So,
Besides, I'm on her good side, see?
That's right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay.
Listen, if you like a copy of this recipe, simply log on to our website, WNBC.com, and you can get the recipe there or anything else you saw on the show this weekend.
And thank you for spending your Sunday morning with us. This is really yummy.
Exactly. Do you mind if I get it?
No, of course.
These
please.
2 interlopers came in.
That's right.
We have the Today Show coming up next. We've got Meet the Press after that. Make sure you have a wonderful weekend. And I think that is going to do it. You don't even have your taste yet.
That's right. News Channel 4, 6 o'clock. Have a good day. Bye.